Right, let's just jump straight in. Morgan, you see it, I see it, Twitter, Telegram, even the proper news channels. Every single analyst is a goddamn genius in a bull market, aren't they?
Mate, it's a joke. They're all out here shouting about Bitcoin to 100k by Tuesday, or this stock has a guaranteed 10x. It's just noise, all of it. It's pure hopium. And the thing is, like, anyone with a bit of sense knows the market doesn't move in straight lines.
Yeah.
But you get these lads, fresh off a lucky trade, acting like they've got a crystal ball. They give you one number, one target. Tesla to $300. That's it. No context, no risk, nothing. And that, right there, that is the difference between some geezer on the internet and a proper pro.
Right. This is basically the heart of what they teach you in the grown-up exams, like CMT level 3. It's not about being right. It's about being less wrong. It's about communicating uncertainty.
Exactly. The average Joe hears uncertainty and thinks it's, a bad thing. Like the analyst doesn't know what they're doing. But it's the opposite, innit? It shows they actually understand the game.
100%. Look, a professional analyst, they don't deal in certainties, they deal in probabilities.
Okay.
Think of it like a weather forecast. They don't say, it will start raining at 2:03 p.m. No, they say there's an 80% chance of rain this afternoon. So what do? You take your umbrella. You've managed the risk.
That's a blinder of an analogy. So instead of me shouting Solana to $500, which is just asking for people to ape in with max leverage and get wrecked,
Which they will.
which they absolutely will,
I should be saying, all right, based on the current market structure and volatility, there's a 70% probability that Solana will trade in a range between $210 and $260 for the next month. Right, it sounds less sexy, sure, but it's actually useful.
it's a confidence interval. That's the fancy term. You're giving a range and attaching a level of confidence to it. It does two things. First, it protects your own reputation. If you scream S&P 500 to 6,000 and it rolls over at 5,950, you look like a clown. But if you gave a range, you've accounted for the market being the market.
It's intellectual honesty. You're admitting you don't have a magic wand.
Yep.
And more importantly, it helps the person on the other end. It's the difference between giving someone a loaded gun and giving them a map.
Precisely. And that leads to the second method, scenario analysis. This is my bread and butter in Forex. You don't just have one idea.
Right.
You have a bull case, a base case, and a bear case. You're telling a story.
Okay, break that down. How does that look in practice?
So for something like Euro USD, I'm not just saying it's going up. I'm saying, right, the base case is we grind up towards 1.10, assuming inflation data comes in as expected.
Okay.
Assuming inflation data comes in as expected.
Okay.
If we get a surprisingly dovish Fed, we could see a squeeze up to 1.12. However, if the ECB starts talking about cutting rates first, the floor at 1.07 could drop out and we could be looking at 1.05.
See, that's a plan. You've given people the key drivers.
Exactly.
They're not just blindly buying. They know what to watch for. It turns them from passengers into co-pilots.
It forces them to think. And it's the ultimate weapon against the biggest killer in trading, behavioral biases.
Yeah. We've all been there. You bag 3 winning trades in a row and suddenly you're walking around like you're the Wolf of Wall Street. You think you can't be wrong.
And that's when the market humbles you every single time.
Every time.
When you force yourself to sit down and actually write out a detailed bear case for your favorite trade, it's a bucket of ice water. It forces you to confront the reality that you could be and often will be wrong.
It's like having that one miserable mate who, whenever you've got a brilliant idea, just says, yeah, but what if this goes wrong?
Right?
He's annoying, but he probably saves you from doing a lot of stupid stuff.
You need that voice. If you don't have that mate, the bear case in your analysis is that mate. It keeps you grounded. So how do you do this with crypto, where the vol is just insane?
Right, so that's where the tools come in. I use volatility-based ranges. Forget just drawing a line at some old resistance level from 6 months ago.
Okay,
I use things like Bollinger Bands or ATR, average true range.
go on. People hear ATR and their eyes glaze over. Make it simple.
Is dead simple. ATR just measures how much an asset moves on average over a certain period. So if Bitcoin's daily ATR is, say, $3,000, it tells you that a typical daily move up or down is about $3,000. So instead of pulling a target out of thin air, I can project a 1 or 2 ATR move from the current price. It gives me a realistic target for the day.
So you're using the market's own DNA to set your expectations.
Exactly. You're not imposing your hopes and dreams onto the chart. You're listening to what the chart is telling you. That's it. The market is literally telling you, look, mate, this is how much I tend to jiggle around.
Right.
A guru who ignores that and gives you a target 10x the daily range is just shouting into the wind.
It's so simple, but it's what separates the gamblers from the traders.
Yeah.
Right.
So let's wrap this up for the people listening. The big takeaway is this. Stop hunting for gurus who promise you certainty.
Right.
And if you're doing your own analysis, start thinking like a pro. Ditch the single price targets.
Yes.
Start using ranges, probabilities, and scenarios. Don't just plan your entry, plan for the 3 ways it could play out. Plan your trade, then trade your plan.
Think in if-then statements. If this support holds, then I'm looking for a move to the top of the range. If it breaks, then my idea is bust and I'm out.
Exactly. It's about having a plan for being wrong, not just a dream about being right.
That's the whole game, right there. Risk management isn't a side dish, it's the main course. And communicating uncertainty is the foundation of it all.
Spot on. Right, that's enough education for one day. To everyone listening, you know the score. If you want more of this proper chat, the link to our private group is down below. And if you found this useful, the best way to thank us is to sign up to our recommended Crypto CEX with our link. Hop in the group, have a laugh with us, and let's navigate this mental market together. Now, here's a question we'd like you to think about. Go look at the last trade you took. Were you working with a single make or break target, or did you have a defined range of acceptable outcomes and a clear plan for what to do if the price went against you? Be honest.